Hello and welcome back to another episode of Cappuccino, and today will be a sweet short video, and I'm sorry for not posting something in a while, but it was so hot outside that I just couldn't film. It was too much. I was way too exhausted always, and yeah. So let's start with this one, and today, as you saw in the title, we will go over 5 of my favorite mangas that I'm currently reading that have to be published. Be it English or German, I don't care, but just publish them. I love them so much, and so I want to promote them to a few more people, and hopefully they will finally, some publisher will see this video and think, yeah, maybe we should pick this up. That would be the best case. But I don't think this will happen. Anyway, all these 5 are also huge recommendation from my side to you guys, so maybe there's something new for you. So I have my phone here where I'm reading it on the app, and we will start with place number 5. And also on this note, from 5 to 1 is my desire to have it published. And we will start with number 5, which is Futari de Koi wo Suru Riyuu by Hiro Shihiro. This is a typical shoujo manga with romance about high school girls, or not high school girl, but about one high school girl. And this one is Urara Ando, who fell in love with the guy who helped her on the train, and surprisingly, this guy is in her school, it's her senpai, and so she thinks it's fate and tries to win his heart. Interestingly, before she can take action, the best friend of the senpai comes to her, which is the childhood friend of him with the name Misono-kun, and says he won't hand over Aji-kun, which is the senpai. And it starts from there. It seems to be a typical triangle love situation, and it maybe is, but I have to say there are some twists in it which make me really appreciate it, and I don't really want to spoil too much, but it's just a decision that the author did about the story, like introducing another male character at the right time, or the way how there are some twists in it, especially at the beginning, and how it later goes. And yeah, it's still a predictable shoujo manga, but it has some nice twists in it which I really appreciate. And I mean, look at this art. This art is amazing. So it's a high recommendation from my side. Number 4 is a little bit darker, has a lot of triggering stuff in it, so if you're sensitive to certain topics, I don't think this will be the manga for you. And this title is quite long, so I will try my best. It's Fukushuu o Koinegau Saikyou Yusha wa Yami no Chikara de Senmetsu Musou Suru. No idea if I've pronounced anything of this right. From Ononata Mani Mani. And if you know the manga anime Redo of a Healer, basically it's similar, just 10 times worse. So I read a few chapters of Redo of a Healer, and I have not watched the anime, but I read a few chapters, and I have to say it's quite similar. We have the same pretext, the hero Riyuu in this manga is the strongest hero, gets betrayed by his companions, by the princess, is murdered cruelly, and he swears revenge on them. And he also gets brought back to life, but not like with Redo of a Healer, before everything happens, but after it happened. So it's not he restarts his life again from state 1. No, it's after the fact. So he gets reincarnated by this goddess, and the story picks up after his death. That's when it starts. And he takes his revenge on them, and all of them know what's all about. And where I think that Riyuu of a healer is rather weak, this one is much harder in my opinion. Like, he really gets a twisted personality. He has some cruel acts because he pays all of them back what he experienced throughout the story. He will have different characters who he will take his revenge on, and you will always see some snippets of his past and what they have done. And I must say, these people are so awful, twisted, and they kind of deserve it, but otherwise it's really over the top. I don't want to go too much into it because at one point it would be a spoiler, and at the other I don't want to be cut because of my whatever I'm talking here about. But you really have to take in mind that Riyuu really has taken on a dark side, and he's not nice. He's not doing anything nice in this manga at all. He's really just taking his cruel revenge on them, and I have no idea where this will go when he has completed his quest of punishing all of them. But I really enjoy this story, and I don't think anyone will ever pick this up because it's so awful. I think it's really hard, and it's gory. There's everything in it, and I don't know if any publisher could publish this. If they would publish it, it need to be 18 plus, and even then I don't think that the companies are really comfortable in publishing something so cruel. And yeah, but I really enjoyed this story. You feel with the main character, with the hero, but on the other hand you also think he's taking an evil twist on his side, and I think his only solution will be he's the next Demon King. I have no idea. He's really cool. And on to my number 3, which is a magical girl series. It's called Looking Up to Magical Girls by Akihiro Onanaka. It's fun. It's really fun. It's a trope on the magical girls. It's about magical girls, but the main character, Hiragi Utena, who loves magical girls, gets scouted by a little creature who says, "You want to be one of them? I can make you." She says yes, and she becomes one part of the evil force who the magical girls are fighting against. And it's really funny because at the beginning it's like she totally doesn't want it, but as the story progresses, she more and more falls into her role and really blooms into her evil role. And this one is so heavily girls' love implemented, so there are no boys, no nothing. It's all about these girls. It's edgy, it's comedy, it's fantasy, and I love it. It's really funny. I love Utena, who is becoming more and more twisted in a funny way. She's not cruel, and she just loves magical girls and expresses with the more sadistic side of love. And I really love the concept of it. I love how the story is progressing, and you can just love it. So I highly recommend it. It's another take on magical girls, so I would just recommend it. Pick it up and read it, and I hope we will get a release of it at some point because it's really, really good. And on to my last 2. My second and first place are so close together, and I want to see them published so bad. I would do anything to see either of these stories be published. I would forget about all the other stories, but these two, please pick them up. Because I love them so much. They are so good and I highly recommend you guys to read them. And I can't say which one is my number 1 and which is my number 2, so I will mention them both together. And the first one is Remarried Empress by Futari de Koi. I don't know if I've pronounced this right. And it's a webtoon, I think. Or both of them are webtoons. So not really mangas or manhwas. They are manhwas, not really webtoons. And the other one is Death is the Only Ending for the Villainess by Koinegau, which is also a manhwa or webtoon. Where do I start with both of them? So first off, Death is the Only Ending for a Villainess is an isekai reincarnation into a villainess. The main character is Penelope Eckhart, in which our protagonist gets reincarnated, and obviously it's from an otome game and the main character has played it, and it's like there's an easy route which she has completed, and there's the hard route where you play the villainess, and she just got reincarnated into the villainess, and with just with just one wrong word, she gets killed. Or that's how easily it happened when she played the game. And now she's stuck in this position, has to work her way through, and every person, every love interest in this story is so twisted and awful, and you feel with her. My heart drops when I read through the chapters and I see which hardships she has to go through and her past, and everything is so kinda unfair, and you really feel with this protagonist. And it's so good how she tries to work her way through, not to die, which option she chooses. And the male characters obviously have this favorability meter on the heads, and sometimes it goes up, sometimes it goes down, and it's just so good. Every villainous manga, manhwa out there is nothing compared to this one, and I can just recommend it. It's so good, and I really love this. I can't wait. I know there's a publication on Korean, but I totally missed these 3 books which are already out. I have no idea how to get them, if not for a crazy price of over $100 or euros, and I'm not willing to pay that. I'm sorry. And I just want to have the physical copy of it because I love it. It's one of my favorites overall from all stories out there. This is just the top of the top. And I really love it. And it just makes my heart drop for her and beat for her, and I'm feeling anxious with her, and there's so much emotion when I read this manga. And the same goes for the Remarried Empress, which is also this good. But this one is about an empress, but it's not an isekai, it's more like a romance, fantasy drama one. It's with adult characters, and the empress, like the title says, the first chapter that you see is the emperor wants to divorce her, and she says, okay, let's do this, but I want to have the right to remarry. And basically it starts with how it led up to this moment, and when we got this moment, how it goes further down the line. And I really enjoy it. There's a lot of drama in it, and again, I feel with the main character how the emperor is such a dick. I'm sorry for my language, I can't find any other word right now. He's a real dick, and I hate what he does to her, and then has the audacity to even say, no, I don't want you to remarry, you're just supposed to be with me. And I'm like, what? You just divorced her to marry your side woman, and now you have the audacity to say you're not allowed to remarry. And there's so much emotion, and I really, really love this. So I can highly recommend you picking this up. And it's on the same level as the villainess one, and they are my total favorites, and I really wish for everything out there that they will publish it. And just as I was thinking about doing this video, I just came across a comment. They will release the Remarried Empress as well as This Is the Only Ending for Villainess. They will publish it. And I'm like, I'm so happy! They will publish it! English publisher, I think. Was it Yen Press or something else? I'm J Press? Not exactly. I've read it a few days back. But I'm so happy! I can't wait! I will totally get these as soon as they are printed out, and it's supposed to come later in the year, like November, December, around this time. But I'm so happy! And with this, on this happy note, I will end this video. Do let me know what kind of manga or manhwa you would like to see printed, which is in your opinion a must read and has no publication whatsoever right now, and you just wish people would pick this more up so more people can be hyped about it and so it can be published. So thank you for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Have a great day. Until then, bye bye!